Greetings, brothers and sisters in Christ. We come to the second Sunday of Advent. So we are still in the first part of Advent, which is preparing for the second coming of Christ, preparing for the end times, if you will. So the opening prayer says, Almighty, merciful God, may no earthly undertaking hinder those who set out in haste to meet your Son. So Christ is coming. We want to set out to meet him, and we do it in haste, which means with intention. So we're not just going to pass this time until Christmas comes. We intentionally want to look for Jesus to come. The Gospel of Mark begins, the beginning of the Gospel of Jesus Christ, the Son of God. There's much in there. So first of all, the name Jesus comes from the Hebrew word Yeshua, which is the name for Joshua. So in the Hebrew scriptures, the Old Testament, Joshua is the forerunner for Jesus, if you will. And the name Jesus means God saves. I love to imagine Mary calling out for Jesus to come home for lunch, a little boy, and the whole neighborhood hears her yelling, God saves, God saves. So you know that in this person of Jesus, God will save us. And then Jesus Christ, the Son of God. Christ is not Jesus' last name, right? Christ is from the Greek Christos, which is translated from the Hebrew Messiah, and that means the anointed one. So the Hebrew people would anoint a king. You take oil and put it on the king to prepare him for a new mission, a new role, and a new identity. Christ is the Messiah, the long-awaited one, and his mission and identity is to save us. His mission and identity is to pour himself out for you and for me. So Mark is telling us at the beginning of his gospel that this Jesus is the new David. So King David, the most beloved king in the Hebrew scriptures, Jesus is the new David. He will fulfill what every king started already. And then the title Son of God. The Roman Republic liked to refer to their emperors as sons of God, as divinity, if you will. So Caesar was considered to be a king, and he was considered to be a son of God, a deity. Well, for a Jew, that's blasphemous. For a Christian, that's blasphemous, right? Because Jesus is the Son of God. And so Mark, when he calls Jesus the Son of God, he's stealing the name that the Romans used for their emperor, but more so, he's correctly situating who Jesus is. This one is the Son of God. So he's kind of snubbing the Romans who are oppressing the people, and is preparing us for something that's going to be wonderful. This inbreaking of God into this oppressive system to find us and save us in some way. So we know then the beginning of the gospel, at the beginning, Jesus was the Word. The Word became flesh. The beginning of the book of Genesis is the story of creation. God created the heavens and the earth. So Mark is saying this is a new creation story. With the coming of Jesus, God's continuing to create us in a brand new, wonderful way. So during Advent, we go out in haste to meet Christ who's coming to find us and save us. Have a blessed week.